Number 10. The Atlantic Ocean Road in Norway. Located in the Midwest part of the Norwegian coastline, the Atlantic Road is one of the most amazing, beautiful scenic drives in the world because it's like driving on the edge of the ocean. Actually, it's like driving on the ocean. That's also what makes it dangerous. The curvy road dips and arches over the brutal waves of the Norwegian Sea, which often crashes over the pavement, blinding you while you drive. Besides the fact that you feel like you're driving on a roller coaster. The Atlantic Road is part of Norway's National Road 64. Construction started in August 1983 and was completed 6 years later. The road's 8 breathtaking curvy bridges and phenomenal views are incredible but also terrifying, which makes them the country's most popular tourist attraction. Number 9. Skipper's Canyon Road, New Zealand. Sure, Skipper's Canyon Road is one of New Zealand's better-known scenic roads, but it doesn't make it any less scary because it's horrifically narrow and you need to be an expert driver to maneuver your car on it. It's located in the southwest of New Zealand's South Island and is 16.5 miles of gravel road. Apparently, it was carved by hand by miners over 140 years ago, and it's made from a very narrow cut in the middle of a sheer cliff face. The road is so dangerous that if you rent a car and drive on it, the insurance company won't pay if something happens. Like most of the crazy roads in this list, good luck figuring out what to do if you come across a car driving the other way. As a matter of fact, one of you will probably have to back up until you can find enough room to pass, and that could be a few miles. Skipper's Road is obviously mostly a one-way. It is incredibly narrow and up over steep sheer drops of several hundred feet. Number 8. South Yungas Road, Bolivia. Known as the Carretera de los Yungas, this was for a long time probably the most famous dangerous road in the world. This 43-mile gravel dirt track is between Las Paz and Corrico in Bolivia. The thin road climbs jungle-clad mountains to a height of over 13,000 feet, winding and turning with nauseatingly deep canyons below. It's estimated that between 200 and 300 people would die there every year because dozens of vehicles would drive off the road and over the edge of the 3,000 feet cliffs. Now that a new highway has finally been built close by, most of the traffic can thankfully avoid South Yungas Road, but that doesn't make it any less scary. By the way, to add to the crazy factor in Bolivia, people drive on the right side of the road, but on South Yungas Road, they drive on the left, so that the driver can get a better view of the edge of the road. Also, descending vehicles never have the right of way and have to move to the outer edge of the road, forcing fast vehicles to stop so that passing can be negotiated safely. All this and threatening landslides on this slick and rocky path. Yikes! Number 7. Bam Road and Vitim River Crossing, Siberia. The Bam Road in extreme Siberia is one of the craziest roads to travel in the whole world. It's an old railway service track built by the Bam Railway, and that was replaced by a new railway track. It's so dangerous and so bad that it shouldn't even be considered a road, except it is still used even if it's made up of rickety old bridges, waist-high water crossings, and at certain points is miles and miles away from civilization. This 2,700-mile bridge is mostly gravel, although the Vitim River Crossing is a broken wooden bridge that you would be crazy to cross even in the best climate. So imagine, what would it be like in extreme weather conditions? I mean, really. Number 6. Route 622, Iceland. Located in the Westfjords, a big peninsula in the northwestern part of Iceland, Route 622 is understandably considered one of the most dangerous roads in the world. The only way it can be managed is with a four-wheel drive vehicle, and even then, it's still the most terrifying road in a country that is known for its amazingly treacherous landscapes. Sure, it's insanely beautiful with the road carved into and under cliffs and offering great mountain views all the way, but it's definitely not the place to drive if you're an inexperienced driver. With its rough gravel, its muddy patches, and part of the road covered by the ocean at high tide, there are a lot of things to consider before adventuring out on this one, not to mention the horrible conditions during the winter. Yep, this road definitely deserves its place on our list. Number 5. A01 National Highway, Afghanistan. The road between Kabul and Jalalabad in Afghanistan is a 100-mile-long section of the A01 National Highway. This road follows the Kabul River Gorge for 40 miles into Taliban territory, and you'd think that would be enough to make it one of the most dangerous roads in the world, but actually, it's dangerous because the two-lane Kabul Gorge Highway runs along 1,800 feet high cliffs, and fatal traffic accidents occur in the area mostly because of reckless driving. The asphalt road was completed in 1969, but it was neglected so much that it's deteriorated into a gravel road, making the journeys long and torturous. Although the 40-mile stretch of road is often closed because of bad weather, that doesn't stop hundreds of people from dying in accidents. As a matter of fact, the road has claimed so many lives through the years that people have stopped counting long ago. Cars flip and flatten, trucks dive to the valley floor, buses crash and collide. It's crazy how the beautiful scenery clashes with the horrible devastation the road causes. Number 4. Road from Shiari to Ischyard, India. Like most of the roads in our list, the narrow hilly road between Shiari and Ischyard in India offers one of the most breathtaking views in the world, but that doesn't make it any less dangerous. As a matter of fact, it makes it even more treacherous because people feel the need to look all around. Big mistake. This road is also known as the Rock Cut Road, and by checking it out, I'm sure you can understand why. Number 3. Nanga Parbat Mountain Road, Pakistan. Fairley Meadows Road is a spectacular and dangerous road high in the Nanga Parbat mountain located in the Himalayas, more precisely in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan. It's over 10 miles of completely unmaintained gravel with no guardrails, and it hasn't seen any repairs since it was built by the villagers many hundreds of years ago. As you can see, the trail gets so narrow, near the end, even the smallest cars are too wide to travel it. It's a very picturesque sight, sure, especially when you reach almost 10,000 feet above sea level, but it can be scary as hell and obviously very dangerous. It's so dangerous, it's only open during the summer. Number 2. Bayburt of Yolu, Turkey. D915 is considered one of the most challenging roads to navigate. Located in the Trabzon province of Turkey, the road is extreme to say the least, and bordered by a drop of hundreds of feet, you guessed it, with no guardrails. It's definitely not for anyone who suffers from vertigo or who fears landslides. It's even been said that only the suicidal, the insane, or people who are paid to do it should ever drive down it. It's just over 65 miles long and includes 29 steep hairpins that will keep your adrenaline pumping. Words can't really describe the road, and pictures don't do it justice. It's an insane experience that many people have not lived to tell. Number 1. Zoji La Pass, India. One of the most important passes in India because it links Ladakh to Kashmir, the Zoji La is 11,575 feet above sea level in the western Himalayan mountain ranges and Srinagar. This isn't the best place for a Sunday drive, it's just crazy dangerous, so much so that it's often closed during the winter. Since it's extremely narrow and doesn't have any guardrails, you'll definitely have white knuckles and sweaty palms when you get to the end. That is, if you do get to the end. Looking over the edge down to the valley a couple of thousand feet below, you could get incredibly disoriented. On a windy day, you might just end up falling off. To drive this trail, you need to be a very skilled driver, and you need to have extreme self-confidence. Since many trucks and all sorts of vehicles use the road, passing and meeting ongoing traffic is just insane. How would you like to try it out?